Pickleball seems to be America's fastest growing sport, and while the sport offers fantastic opportunities for physical activity, social interaction, and for fun, it can result, along with tennis, in the risk of injury. And we welcome Dr. Ryan Roubion from Metairie Orthopedics to talk to us about, kind of some things to be aware. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
This has just exploded in popularity.
It really has. It's unbelievable. If we did 1,000 surgeries last year during my fellowship, it was actually a surprising number of people who had pickleball injuries, whether it be from falls. It could also be degenerative in nature, just constant back and forth, shoulder and elbow things. But there's a lot going on out there.
So it's both probably, somebody making a quick movement and throwing the back out to overuse, basically.
Exactly. The back injuries are very common from twisting, and sometimes it comes from improper warm-up. But people are playing, they're playing all week, they're playing for months, and so as little injuries start to talk to us, they can sometimes become big injuries if we don't take care of them. You and I were talking a little while ago, and I mentioned, if you go to a PGA Tour event, the pros will go through this big warm-up routine of stretching and exercises. But you go to the driving range, and people grab that club and that driver and start hitting it, and that's not the way to do it, whether it's golf or pickleball. That's exactly right. And, sometimes we'll see people, and they'll drive up in the parking lot, and they'll just get right out there and go a million miles an hour. But it's important to have a routine. It's important for you to learn, how your body reacts to things. A little bit of cardiovascular work before you start pickleball is probably a good idea. Some simple stretches of the arm and the back, and just a simple warm-up.
Cardiovascular work as part of your warm-up, so like running in place, or what are you talking about?
Well, if you can get outside and run around a little bit, doing some jogging, or some people like to get on the bike just to warm up a little bit.
Gotcha. How important is proper form? As you take up this sport, and some people are really getting into this, how important is it to know, what your stance is supposed to be?
Yeah, so I think if you're doing anything that's uncomfortable, or you find that that's hurting you, probably avoid it. Sometimes if that ball is just a little bit too far out, sometimes it's okay just to say nice shot to the other person.
That's hard to do though, Doc.
I know.
You seem, I've known you for 5 minutes, I'll bet you're more competitive than that. So in terms of kind of the long-term effect too, obviously it's great exercise.
Right.
And sort of a combination of table tennis and regular tennis in a way. But how important is strength and conditioning long term?
I think it's very important. Pickleball is a great sport because all ages can play. A lot of times we'll get doubles. Kids, parents, and grandparents can all play. But you just need to listen to your body. If you're playing for a long period of time and you're starting to feel a little injury, it's probably a sign, back off on the sport a little bit and get back to some general exercises and conditioning.
Well, that's a great point. If you're starting, if you're making repetitive motions with your arms or whatever that you're not normally, you don't normally do, or you start to feel something with the back, regardless of the sport, that's kind of the warning sign that, hey, take a break? Or...
Exactly. And people find their way into our office sometimes, and they'll say, this kind of happened a few months ago, but I kind of ignored it, and now it's a big problem. And then we have a bit of an issue.
And then you don't get to play for a while.
Exactly. Then you're shut down.
I want to play tomorrow, so take a break today.
Exactly.
All right, Dr. Ryan Roubion, thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.